Hello, welcome to another episode of Hatching, episode 17. Hatching is a podcast about early stage ideas, experiments, and about our company, Need Want. I'm Marshall Haas.
I'm David Myers.
I'm John Wheatley.
Okay, there we go. It's rusty.
That's a little rough. That was a little rough.
How's it going?
It's going well. Good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Been out of town, now I'm back.
Bachelor party.
Bachelor party.
That was our messed up elevator.
Hey Marshall, you know what I didn't do during my bachelor party?
What's that?
I didn't skydive.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, I went
That's pretty
skydiving.
crazy.
Old friend Andrew Wilkinson, who's one of our investors, he's probably listening to this. Hi, Andrew. It's a bachelor party. We went to Montreal. It was fun. Went skydiving.
Nice.
Was it fun?
That's
It's
scary.
awesome. I would do it again. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
Were you going to ask me that same question?
I was like, we kind of almost did it. Or I kind of almost offered being like, hey, I'll go skydiving with you.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, thanks for the almost offer.
I don't think I'd do it.
I don't think
Maybe
I would do
if
it
I got pressured into it, I probably would. Maybe that says something bad about my willpower, but
Yeah, it was.
yeah, I wouldn't do it unless I felt pressured to do it. I don't think. But you wouldn't do it.
No, I didn't think I would. Even if I was pressured into it. I used to want to do it when I was a
That's good.
kid, but I actually don't know what changed. But now I don't want to do it.
I would say, yeah, my interest in doing it has dwindled for sure. But I'm glad I did it, and I would do it again now that I've done it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
Well, should we talk about Minimums launch?
Yeah,
Pretty
so
much the biggest thing that happened the past 60 days or however long it's been since the last episode.
yeah, we figured we launched minimums. Figured the whole podcast we can basically talk about that. There's a lot of interesting little nuggets that we've discovered. And a little bit about an Airbnb that we just started.
Yeah.
Talk about that first.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. We
So,
started
like,
an Airbnb.
Yeah. We bought an apartment purely to put on Airbnb.
Yeah.
And you've done this in the past with your Vegas
Place in Vegas. There's a blog post on need1.com
Yeah.
about it. It details all the costs. And
You
stuff
did
like
it
that.
with the Canada
Canada,
apartment.
place beside in Chile, here, my place here.
Yeah. Yep.
So this isn't the first time we've done it, but this is the first time we've done it all together.
Yeah.
So should we talk about some of the numbers?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few popular blog posts on the blog that I think a lot of our readers probably found us through those. Yeah, you want to throw off some numbers?
I have nothing written down, but I'll from memory. Place cost about $100K.
Yep.
We probably spent
7 to 8.
on like all furniture, all renovations.
And it was a lot of like,
which we did ourselves. I just want to say, which none of us have any experience doing any of that type of work.
and we had to
Good thing we have Jason. Yeah, there we go.
tear up carpet, lay down some like
Painted the
concrete.
walls.
Painted every single surface.
So it was a lot of. It wasn't just like buying some furniture, painting the walls. It was a little more in
ripped
depth
up
than that.
carpet, hardwood floor, painted brick. Didn't paint the ceiling. Painted bathrooms. Did new like molding everywhere, and then furniture, all from IKEA.
How long did it take from when we started to when we finished?
4 weeks.
Almost exactly a month. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
But we kind of
we'd
we'd
about,
work on a
we
weekend.
lollygagged.
And like, yeah.
We'd like
We could've done
paint
it
something
quicker.
like wait 4 days for it to dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's we made the listing about a week ago, not long ago.
Like July 16th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was 14 days left in the month, and
Something
we've
like
booked
that.
up 12 of those, like from the start. And then we have 18 days, 18 days in August booked already, and 12 in September already. It's like it's working really well.
Working really well so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can post updates on how it's going in future episodes,
Yeah.
but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a nice little side business that it's fairly easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's nice to just have it. Anyone visiting or
That's a good point. We've
Yeah.
used it already for photo shoots for Peel so far. It came out great.
Yeah.
It's funny, you made a good point where it's like it actually kind of matches our aesthetic for Peel, just as like a happy
The
accident. It wasn't
paint color
intentional,
looks
but
like the
because
background of
we
Peel's
like,
website, yeah.
you know, all kind of have similar tastes, and that kind of bleeds
Yeah.
through into everything.
Yeah.
It's almost like we purposefully built the place for like Peel.
Yeah.
Obviously we didn't, but it's just like looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so
good
it's
for
been
like
really
friends or like, you know, people we might like have in the town, like a developer or someone. We just be like, hey, we can put you up for free. Yeah, and then product photos, like
Yeah.
lifestyle shots. It'll be great for smart bedding when we have that up and running again.
Yeah.
Multiple benefits.
Yeah, good to have.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Minimums?
Good times. That's it.
All right, minimums. So, should we talk about
Well,
like
let's pitch minimums first. for
Okay.
people to know. So minimums is like our new publication, minimums.com, and the tagline is the most interesting possessions of the world's most interesting people. So we basically feature somebody that's like a tastemaker, top of the industry, or like really eccentric. And we send out a photographer, shoot them in like their home or their office, and then like 6 to 10 of their most interesting possessions, and then they tell the stories behind those. So it could be like a family heirloom, it could be just like a couch that they really love for a particular reason. And personally, I think the most interesting thing is like the stories behind all of those products. Like it's a cool way to, you know, find new people, discover new people, like see how they live or work, but the stories are definitely the most interesting part.
Yeah.
So that's minimums. We launched it, I don't know,
let's talk about the launch a little
2
bit.
weeks ago?
Yeah, 15 days ago.
Okay.
So I think it was a Monday we launched it.
Mm-hmm.
One of you two stayed up late and submitted to Product Hunt at 2 a.m.
Solidarity.
did.
Oh, you
Yeah.
both did?
Yeah.
You were together when you did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
We were online.
Yeah, we were at live.
I was staying at the Airbnb actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I kind of did the opposite. I got a very early night, so I could wake up early in the morning and
Before
just like
us, yeah.
start, you know, like
Yeah.
handling, you know,
It's a good little tag team.
behind the comments, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That did
Yeah, it was great. Like I woke up and we were already top of Product Hunt that day.
Yeah.
With something like, you know, 70 upvotes or something at like 6 a.m.
We
It was
went to bed
awesome.
at like 6 a.m.
Oh, cool. It was great then. We handed off perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went really well. Everyone seemed to really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I just checked how many upvotes we have now on Product Hunt. 788.
Nice.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a ton.
Yeah, all the feedback was very positive. Everyone liked the idea. Everyone thought it was very interesting.
Yeah. So we launched with 12? Is that what it was, or 10?
I think it was like 9.
9?
Yeah, 9.
One wasn't
Okay.
ready, and we posted like the next day or
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, we just reached out to people we knew.
Yeah, friends of friends, network.
It was actually amazing at the conversion from just cold emailing people to them saying yes.
Yeah.
Like most of these people are, you know, head of their industry or like very busy people, you know, like
Yeah.
usually probably turn down stuff like this, I would assume. And I think I attribute that to a couple of things. I'm curious what you guys think about this. Like, one,
Are you talking about new people we're featuring, or
yeah,
like the first set
well,
of 12?
people who aren't our friends that we just asked.
Yeah.
Like, one reason I think is because the tagline really kind of like plays into their, like, you know, it makes people feel very good.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we think you're one of the most interesting people in the world.
A lot of people always reply, they're like, "Oh, haha, thanks. Like, don't know about that, but thanks."
Yeah. So that's one reason.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
reason, I think, is the domain name. I think
Yeah.
that really legitimized us before we even launched.
We were talking about that. Like, it could have been minimumshq.com. Probably made no difference as far as like traffic we got, the money we made from it. But I think, yeah, it legitimizes it and probably like helps us get better people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know, when we talked about this in a blog post, like, you got it for
22, I think.
Yeah, $22.50, something like that. Totally worth it. It's
Yeah.
like by far the biggest
Good deal.
expense. But yeah,
I
it's
actually
totally-
saw some tweets on Twitter. Some guy kind of called us out on that. I don't know if you remember this. He was just like, he took a screenshot of the blog post that we did, which outlined all the costs. And he basically tweeted something along the lines of like, this is weird. They spent, you know,
Oh, like-
80% of their budget on the domain name. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Which,
We didn't have a budget.
Yeah, it's not
one.
like we had a budget. Everything else was relatively cheap.
yeah.
Yeah, like two,
That's
like,
it's a strange way to think about it.
I think it was all
like
totally
yeah, if
worth
our,
it,
if our
too.
budget was like
Yeah.
$100 grand, we spent 80 grand on a domain. Like, yeah, maybe then, but like,
Yeah.
we spent like $3 grand on the thing
Yeah.
like, to launch it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird way of thinking. in
I
my
agree.
opinion.
Plus, worst case scenario is we did get a deal on it.
Yeah.
If minimums ever didn't want to work out or anything
Yeah, we
like
could
that, it's
sell
well
it or-
worth it to resell.
Right.
Or,
Right.
Yeah. So.
So I can give you some of the numbers.
Okay.
And I think you probably have some slightly different ones too, so you can jump in if I miss anything. So total visits to date in the last 15 days, 33,175.
Unique visitors.
Yes. Total page views, 110,254. Average visits per day, 2,211. Page views per visit, roughly on average, and I think this is going to change soon, 3.3. So people are clicking through, reading a few of them. Now the really interesting numbers, the revenue numbers.
Yeah.
Because this is the part that we talked about in the last episode. We just had no clue how well this was going to work, if it was even going to work, if the numbers were going to work, if it was viable, like all these things we just had no clue.
Yeah.
I'll start off with the Peel statistics.
Well, yeah, let's explain that. So we
We-
decided to put
we have one ad on the homepage which links to Peel.
That's it.
Only
it's
the
just, It's just
homepage.
one square.
Yeah.
Not even at the top. Kind of.
It's like
midway scrolled down.
5 rows down,
Yeah.
something like that. It's a cool ad too. It's a GIF. It's like a looping GIF or
it's
MP4
cool.
or
It's a
whatever.
cool little ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the only ad
yeah.
on there.
So from that we had 33 orders, which made just over $1,000 in revenue, extra revenue.
To Peel.
Yeah.
And that's
Just for Peel.
we need to add that ad. You're almost off camera, I think.
Okay.
We really need to add that ad to each product page as well, I think.
Yeah, I think, when we launched, a lot of the visitors were going to the homepage because they're like, what is this thing? But now a lot of the visitors are going to the subpages because they're getting
Someone
linked directly
tweets
to
it
the
and-
feature.
Yeah.
And there's no ads at all on those pages, which
Yeah.
is why it's kind of dropped off a little bit. But yeah, I think once we add an ad to the product pages, the feature pages, it will make a big difference.
Totally.
Now the Amazon stats. This is the really interesting part. So
Yeah.
and it's actually a smaller percent than I originally thought it would be. Some of the items that we feature, we can link to Amazon so people can buy them if they like, and we make a little bit of commission off those sales. Total amount of revenue we've driven to Amazon. So this isn't money that we've made, this is money that Amazon has made because of us.
Yeah.
Product sales revenue, yeah.
$12,000, 229. 12,229. I read that weird.
You're welcome, Amazon.
Like, yeah, they must love us.
Yeah.
We just gave them 12 G's basically.
Yeah.
That is 535 individual orders.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So from that
it's a bit-
$12,000, guess how much we've made? I guess you guys both know the answer.
I actually didn't write that down.
Okay, well, have a guess. I guess you kind of know the
I mean,
answer.
I have a ballpark.
So we made Amazon $12,000. We made, from that $12,000, $759.
Yeah.
And that's up through yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like 14 days or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's going to go up too because they start you on a 5%.
Yeah. And it ratchets up.
Yeah, I think we've gotten to 7.5 or 8 now.
So
once you've made more than X amount of money.
I think it's per
They
month.
give you more.
Units shipped.
it's
per
number
month.
of orders.
Yeah.
Not amount of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have basically a 5% conversion, 4.9% conversion from people who click through to buy something on Amazon.
That's awesome.
pretty interesting.
That's higher than
It's pretty.
our stuff
That's
usually.
pretty
It's
good.
actually, it's really interesting seeing all the stuff that people buy.
Yeah.
Amazon just gives you all of it. It's
Yeah.
they tell you, what the item was, how much it cost, how much they made, how much you made, if it was returned or not, all this stuff. It's very interesting actually. You can kind of extrapolate roughly how many items get returned to Amazon and roughly what their conversion rate is and roughly all this stuff.
Do they take the commission back when an exchange happens?
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I've got some questions for you. I know you didn't write this down.
I'm
Have a guess
excited.
what our best-selling item was.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's.
That we link to?
Yes.
It
That we
is
sold
a thing
through
we link
Amazon.
to. Because we sell a lot of stuff that we didn't link to at all.
Well, you've kind of ruined the game. So yeah, you're right. The thing that we sold most of, we didn't actually link to.
Is it
Oh, really?
is
Yeah.
it something that Amazon makes?
No. You'll never get it. It was a trick question.
No.
So basically, we sold 8.
Fun game.
We sold 8 of these random mugs. Just random mug. what I think someone just bought 8. One person just bought 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey boy.
Which is interesting because it's like, I think a big portion of the money that we've made are people just clicking through, not buying it, and then just buying something else like later that day because the cookie lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Guess what our second best selling thing is? And this is something that we link to.
This is something that probably more like that. Some guy just ordered 8 mugs.
Yeah.
Whereas this is probably something multiple people ordered.
Yeah.
It's going to be something not crazy expensive.
Yeah.
When we launched,
trying to think what people were
the biggest
talking about.
feature was Wes at the top.
Yep.
What did he?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I think his only thing was a book.
I'm just going to tell you because
Okay.
this isn't very.
It's gonna
interesting.
drag
You just
on.
sat there thinking quietly. It was a tie. Two things.
Okay. Yeah.
One was the mug, that glass mug, that Aquavo mug that all 3 of us bought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that thing. It's sitting over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one was a book called People Over Profit that Jeff Sheldon
Wow.
picked.
Both Jeff Sheldon stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Pretty
Jeff Sheldon.
interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when we launched minimums, we had no idea if it would cover like photography costs. Even if it didn't, the site would still be worth it just to have. And
Like we justified it because it's like, all right, we spend so much on Peel advertising on Facebook. Like, why not build our own publication, advertise on top of? And if that costs us, you know what, $50 per shoot times like maybe 10 a month.
yeah,
You know, $250 to $500, $300, whatever. It's totally worth it. That's nothing.
yeah.
And I mean, it has. It's driven
$1,000 in
$1,000
deals
in sales. Yeah.
with one ad on the homepage.
Yeah.
So the
like,
numbers are working.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's great.
Yeah.
The other thing, like we talked about, like plan A, plan B. Like plan A was just it kills it on affiliate commission, which like it's not really going to kill it because not everything is on Amazon, but that's doing well and it's covering costs at a minimum, at least photography.
yeah,
Then we talked about like maybe we set up a little store on top of it and source some of the products that people are linking to that like we know sells well, like that water bottle or whatever.
yeah,
The other thing too that you can't really quantify is at the end of the day, like it's just been an amazing way to like meet interesting people.
yeah. That's like that's the main benefit.
Yeah.
It's cool to get $800 of Peel sales, but to meet all these interesting people and
we've been
build
able
that network
Yeah.
is worth a lot more.
Like we've been able to just like cold email our heroes, and a lot of them are replying.
Tell the I forget the guy's name. But
Yeah,
the story.
we don't want to say his name because
Oh, okay.
we're gonna feature him.
Okay.
I think it'd be cool. This guy that like I've thought is like the coolest dude ever for like I don't know since I was like 16. He set some highly illegal like motorsports record. He's gonna be minimums in a couple of weeks. I get a Facebook message on launch day from some guy. Like I'm not friends with him on Facebook. He's like, hey, like I saw the Wes Seiler shoot, loved it. Like I've got some friends that like I could recommend, and like if you're interested, I've got some interesting things, and I've got a cool story or whatever. And I immediately recognized this guy's name, but like, no way. And you guys were there. I was freaking out. Like, I was
David had no
fanboying.
clue who this guy is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Nobody
okay.
really, yeah. But it was super cool. Like, if you would have told me, like, 16-year-old me that this guy would, like, send me a message in a few years, I'd be like, no way. Get out of here. I don't know. So it's been fun. Like, it's been a cool way to... That one obviously reached out to us, but the game now is, like, what's the craziest person like we can email and like who can get like
That's nice because the more people we get, there's always someone who knows
it just like
someone else, and
yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Just building out that network.
It snowballs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the names of some of the people that we
That are
like,
upcoming?
probably are gonna get.
Yeah. You're
Maybe-
winning currently on like craziest like cold email, and they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I emailed a few, I'm not going to say which one we actually got, but a few famous Instagram animals. So we're going to do like, this cat's most favorite possessions.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I think it's gonna be really fun. Yeah.
We're gonna need a little asterisk on most interesting people, asterisk.
Yeah,
no,
and
like,
cats.
and animals. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Going back to like the interesting people, like all of that, I would say like some of my like most successful friends, like in my opinion, like that's the secret to their success is like they've been really, really good and just have that like natural skill of reaching out to people that they like respect or look up to, and somehow are able to like, you know, those people get emailed all the time and are able to like build a rapport with those people and you know, become their friends or whatever. And you know, I mean, those people are really interesting, but sometimes down the line, like those things really help with introductions of, you know, business deals or whatever. So I don't know, it's like kind of the side effect of all this is to build out our network, I guess.
Yeah.
So another interesting thing is, I think we were kind of expecting a little bit of this, but not as much as it actually happened.
Yeah.
Every time we post a new post on minimums, it drives traffic to the website in multiple different ways.
Oh yeah.
One,
this is interesting.
You know, the person we're featuring usually shares it with their, you know, network, their Twitter followers, their Instagram followers. That was something we were expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a big following, sometimes not.
Yeah.
Like,
And it kind of
whatever.
trickles out.
Yeah.
Gets reshared a little bit. Yeah.
Interestingly, a lot of the photographers we've been finding have a big Instagram following. So that's another way of like getting it out. Like they share it with their friends and followers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've been emailing all of the brands that were featured in that feature.
Yeah.
Which-
Which is that's a non-obvious.
Yeah.
thing.
When you
Yeah.
suggested that, I didn't think that was going to be needle at all. And actually,
It actually made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Basically every single one of these products, like they love content like this. You know, they love like this cool person like picked their product as one of their most like prized possessions. Like,
Yeah.
they love that.
Yeah.
And obviously we have like nice photos and stuff to go around it. So yeah, there's been a lot of brands that will share it. Often those brands have big followings. Like the Wes Siler thing, for example, one of his minimums was this thing called a big green egg. And you know,
So weird.
Jason was emailing the big green egg and was just like, hey, like, you know, Wes Siler like pictures one of his minimums.
Yeah.
They have like 150,000 Facebook likes or something.
Yeah.
Facebook fans.
And they shared it, yeah.
They shared it, yeah. So that made a big difference. Also been emailing, you know, the restaurants that people choose, the bars that people choose.
Yeah.
Basically
We
just
have, like, a
trying to milk
quick
that
fire
feature as
section.
much as possible.
yeah.
But yeah, it seems to
Yeah.
work.
And then the existing email list, we email every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
We have a little spot on the homepage where you can sign up, get
Yeah.
notified when a new feature comes out.
Yeah.
which
And
is
then
handy.
the Instagram is like going to grow really well. It's showing good signs.
Yeah, what's nice is it's only going to get better, right?
Mhm.
The email list is only going to grow.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Opt-in on that
Yeah,
is
Instagram's only going to grow.
was surprisingly high. So unique visitor to the website to someone opting into the email list is, I didn't check today, but like a few days ago it was 3.75% overall, which is really good.
For an email list,
Like
yeah.
blows everything else we do out of the water.
Do you know what like need one is? Like visit to like, email
way less
subscriber?
than 1%, I think.
Yeah.
Like 1/4% probably.
Yeah.
That's a guess, but I think it's definitely below 1.
It's funny because like we really try on Need One. Like there's email subscribe forms, you know, all over the page. There's like a thing at the top. Like
Yeah.
we're not.
Yeah.
We are trying to
I
do
think,
that.
yeah, I think the pitch of minimums is just like very succinct, and it just,
Yeah.
I don't know, it sells well, I
Yeah,
think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of photographers, we noticed something interesting too, of like, so I think Jason actually
Jason
had the
figured it
idea.
out,
yeah.
yeah.
So originally we would get on Craigslist, say if we have someone in LA or anywhere outside of St. Louis, it's like
Yeah.
we don't know if
Like
photographer there.
wherever we're featuring someone, we need to get a photographer there. So if we get something cool in London, we have to do that, or
Yeah,
any place.
So we would get on Craigslist or like a photography website looking for someone, and a lot of people would shoot us down. You know, it's like like whatever. We don't pay the most. The sell to those people is like, you know, we're gonna try to link to your website and
Yeah.
exposure and everything. And
Yeah.
so we were struggling in some areas to find really good people, and Jason had the idea to just look on Instagram for like, you know, popular photographers in those areas. And these people have like, you know, 200,000 followers, 100,000 followers. And you'd think like,
And they have great photography.
yeah, they're
it looks awesome.
Awesome.
All their
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And you think like, there's no way, like they're not going to be bothered with something like this. And what we found is actually the opposite. those people are way more likely to jump on something like this. And it's basically like there's an inverse between really amazing photographers with like a huge following that are super willing to do stuff like this for not a huge fee, but just because like they're stoked to be part of like a cool project. And I think that just speaks to like the value of doing like things like that versus, you know, I wish we could pay more on photography, but like the numbers don't work. But I think that just speaks to like, I don't know, like how do you sum that up? Like,
It's just, it was just interesting that the people who you'd think, like the people who have hundreds of thousands of followers, are the people who are like, yeah, sure, like I don't care how much you pay me, like I want to do this is awesome.
Yeah.
But you email someone who has like 100 followers, they're like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
It
like.
speaks to why they, you know, why they have that much growth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Super interesting.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I bet that applies to a lot of different things.
I think so too.
Yeah, so props to Jason on that one. What else did we not cover?
Do the email subject line thing. I think this is awesome.
This is another thing. So the second day we had a new feature after we launched. We had like 1,000 email subscribers at this point, and we hadn't emailed the list yet. And it's like, all right, like what's the subject line going to be going forward for like every time we email a list of a new feature? And then I think a few days later, actually a week later, is when we had our second new feature. And I tried 2 different headlines between the two. The first one was, I want you guys, do you know the answer to this? Which one converted better? Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. The first one was new minimums feature dash Scott Carey, the chemist of coffee. The other one was meet Sarah and Dan Mirth. Was the subject line. Like, if you had to guess, you're gonna guess wrong. Whatever. Okay, so a week after we had sent, there had been 7 days of data for like people like open the email for the Scott Carey one, and there had been only 24 hours for the Sarah and Dan Mirth one. 18% of people had opened the first one after 7 days. 70% of people had opened Meet Sarah and Dan Mirth after 24 hours. Like, I think
That's weird,
I
right?
think it's amazing. Like, it speaks to the value of like
it's
crafting. In that context, it's like crafting an appropriate headline for the context of like what they're doing. Like, I think the first headline would probably convert better, maybe in like a tweet or like on a website. But if you look at your inbox, like anytime you get an email from a real person, the subject line is usually really, really short. Like only my spam or like, you know, weird pitch emails are like really, really long subject lines. And it looks like an email intro, which, you know, it's like meet these people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. And that is stood. Like that stat has stood. We've sent like 3 new features, all using the same, just like meet, name of person, and they've all done like 60 to 75%.
They're not even close is the thing. You know, it's not like 30%, like 35%. It's what is it again?
18% after 7 days.
Yeah.
70% after 24 hours.
That's huge.
I think that one now is up to like 80% open rate.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we're definitely sticking with that headline for now on. I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, the other interesting thing is some people, like, you know, we were talking about how we get traffic to posts. Some brands have actually, that like founders of companies that were featured, their company is actually paid to promote the article on Facebook. Like they've like posted the minimums feature, and then like we saw it and had like sponsored next to it, and that means like you're paying Facebook to like promote that that post, which is amazing. Like people are paying to promote our website. It's like sweet, amazing, thanks.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we sum up this this podcast episode, but it's going well. It's been fun.
We have some cool minimums features coming up.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah. What do you think the pace is going to be of how often we post?
Number of features like per week?
Per week or?
Seems to be about 3 per week right now.
Yeah.
So
which I think is a good number.
Yeah,
it's
12
like pretty
month.
manageable. It doesn't take up too much time, and it's not too much. I think it's a good. 3 is a good number.
Yeah. 12 month.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
I think that's it.
Cool. Hopefully we'll do another podcast not in like a month apart.
Yeah, we'll do it soon.
Yeah, we always say this.
We're just liars.
Wah,
every single
wah.
time.
Yeah, cool, awesome. You can follow us on Twitter at NeedWantInc. I'm Marshall with 1L.
I'm Digit.
I'm at John. You can also email us. Did you say this already?
Nope.
Also email us hello@needone.com. Or, people started doing this, comment on the YouTube video
Oh yeah.
of this video.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
There we go.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool. Thanks.
Bye.